Hi you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you can see, I already did this eye. If you can see the sparkles. So I'm going to do this eye while telling you a story about a friend. Or a used to be friend. Um I met this used to be friend in high school. My junior year. Junior year I believe is it's when you're in 11th grade. So yeah, my junior year, I met this friend. I'm not gonna say her name, but if you went to high school with me and we were friends, you probably know who I'm talking about. So I'll disguise her name. So I met Danielle in history class, my junior year, and I mean, we weren't meant. I don't think we were meant to be friends. She we sat in a group with this mutual friend of ours. I won't tell you her name either. Her name, I'll call her Jennifer. And she was like going through like this midlife crisis, and like they were like texting each other. Me being me that loves to joke and play around. It was like, oh, I want to know, and like I was like, give me your number and like tell me. So whatever, she gave me her number. We texted that night, and she told me like she was in love with this teacher. Me thinking it was all fun and games, just joking around with her. I was playing around with it, and then I found out she was really serious. In this class, I had another friend as well. I won't tell you her name. I'll call her Miranda. Miranda was really sweet. But for some reason, Danielle and Miranda could not get along. Long story short, me and Danielle declared that we were best friends, and she kind of like leached onto me. But if, like, I don't know, she was really, 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 like, I don't know how to describe her. Um, she always had this thing where she thought she was better than everyone and thought like putting other people down was like a way to build herself up. And I remember Miranda telling me like, you don't deserve a friend like that, and you deserve better, like you're a great friend, whatever. But I just, whatever, I kept her as a friend. Don't ask me why, because I don't know. And whatever, me and Danielle became like really, really close. But I also became close with Miranda as well. And like, I guess Danielle didn't like it, so her way of like showing me she didn't like it was like really getting upset with me for like little things. And like I remember one time she was like really upset with me for no reason. And like I don't know, I was such a big crybaby then, and like I cried about it. And like I didn't want to tell her like I was upset with her. So I just cried, and like other mutual friends let her know like I was crying because I didn't know what was wrong with her and why she was like acting like that. And again, she was there, and she was letting me know again like I don't deserve anyone to treat me like that. And like I went through, like I probably say 2 to 3 months. This was like beginning of junior year, by the way. And like I went 2 to 3 months, and like whatever, I kept her as a friend, and then I still kept up with the abuse. And like she was just like letting me know like she was better than me, and she was better looking than me, and all this other stuff. And like, I mean, of course, I didn't believe it, but I still kept her as a friend. And then she would make like little stupid ass comments about race, because she was Puerto Rican. And then from there I was like kind of done with her. But I'm the type of person like I don't know how to tell a person like I'm mad at them, because I don't want them to be mad at me, which is really stupid. And so she finally left the school. And when she left the school, I found out through Miranda, because Miranda found her withdrawing from the school. I was shocked, mad, but mainly happy because I didn't have to deal with her anymore. I was like, yes, like she's gone. I don't have to deal with that anymore. And like I can go about my business. So I didn't hear from her for like a good 2 months. I didn't hear from her after she withdrew from the school. And then she texted me one day because she needed advice, and like she was like so in love with this older woman, which was really strange. Yeah, she was a lesbian, which was really really strange. And like whatever, I was always that friend that would cheer her up, and we kind of reconnected. And I know, like an idiot I am, I kind of reconnected with her. And whatever, we reconnected, and she was just letting me know how like she was on this weight loss journey and she was losing weight and she's changing her life and all this other great stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm happy for you. She told me how she moved out of her parents' house and moved in with her grandparents, and if I wanted to come see her because she's lonely, doesn't really have much friends. And I was like, okay. My mom allowed me to go see her, and whatever, we became friends. There was a slight change with her. She was like much nicer. And then I'll fast forward. Then went back to school, told everyone I hung out with her. Everyone looked at me like I was like insane. And so she texted me one day and was like she went to the doctor and they did a ultrasound on her heart, and they found out she had an enlarged heart, and she had a disease called cardiomyopathy, if I'm saying it right. And so you know, she was my best friend, and I was kind of like freaked out about it. So then she told me she had cancer, which caused me to be like really sad and depressed, because I'm like, what if I lose my best friend? And I cried and everything, and come to find out, I'm gonna fast forward the story a little bit. Come to find out, it was all fake. Why would she make that up? I have no idea. And when I said did like everything for that girl, like I was like there for mentally and everything I was. She was someone that had like a whole lot of problems, I would say, and didn't care for anyone and only cared for herself. And she was someone like she had to be better. Like if someone would give me a compliment, she wouldn't like it. And I took a whole lot of abuse from her family, which is really crazy. And then we disconnected after that. And then I heard back from her maybe a year later, which was my... No, it wasn't a year later. I lied. It was a couple of months later I heard back from her again. I lied. It was a year later because it was my senior year. And she was letting me know she moved out of her grandparents' house, and she has her own place, and she wants to pick me up so we can like reconnect. I was like, okay, yeah. Senior year I didn't have that much classes, so I was like, that was really important. So I was like, okay, I'll skip class, no big deal. She was living with a woman that they were together, but the woman didn't want no one to know they were together. I knew, but I couldn't like say anything. I kept it as a secret for her. And when I say she mistreated this woman so bad, like I felt really bad because I saw a lot of that woman, a lot of me in that woman, and how I was treated by her, and how she always wanted to be like number one and no one could compliment her. And they were pretty much like her shadow, pretty much. That's how it was with her. And I felt pretty bad for this woman. And I think me and this woman grown close. We were close. And this woman was even telling her like how she was treating me was like not good, because she was always putting me down and all this other stuff. So she really didn't want to hear what this lady had to say. So she would always like go off on this woman. And like an idiot, I stayed her friend. I don't know why. Now that I'm thinking about it, it was silly. And graduated. We went to prom together. And after prom, like my friends were like trying to knock sense into me, like, hey, she's not your friend. You know what she's doing is mental abuse. You need to think about it. So graduation come, I didn't invite her. And like she was so, I guess she was upset about that. I don't guess. I know she was upset because she sent me a text, and like we had this huge fight where she was like telling me I was like jealous of her, and I would never be her. I would never look like her. And I guess that was like the end of me and her. And at that point in time, I felt relieved and I didn't care. Like, she wasn't talking to me. Then I get a text from her significant other letting me know she was like in a mental institution. She had a whole mental breakdown. Me being a good person was like, okay, no, we had our differences, but like, she was my best friend and she needs me. And so I drove from Miami Gardens all the way down to like Fort Lauderdale, I believe it was, that she was in. And I couldn't see her, and it was like a whole mess. So finally she came home. She's doing better, and friendship kind of grown from there, I guess, because she saw like I was like that kind of friend, like if she needs me, like I'll be there. And then we kind of like, I wouldn't say we got into an argument, but we kind of like separated again. And it wasn't nothing personal. It was just I was busy. And then I kind of reached out to her first, and it was a song of ours that like I found, and then I texted her like, hey, do you remember this song? And like we had conversations from there. And let's see. And then I celebrated my 22nd birthday with her. Now, this is where like I started to realize how much of an idiot I was. Like, on your birthday, you're supposed to be the one feeling special. People are supposed to do things for you. And her being her, she was pretty much, I paid for everything for me and her, and she was using me. And my best friend at the time was like, he doesn't like her because he see right through her. And then me being an idiot, like I was like, no, she's good people. And so pretty much like I stopped talking to her from there. But like I start to realize, like now that I'm older, I start to realize like I don't know what made me stay friends with her. And I start to realize a lot of the things she was doing was mental abuse, and it kind of molded me into the person I am today, which sucks. And like I remember her two younger siblings were like attacking me and like telling me like, oh, about my weight, because I was like 3 something in high school. And like she did come to my defense, and like she was like cussing her sister out. And then one day I was looking at her phone, and her mother like texted her and was like, you need to stop this fight with your sibling. It's not our fault that your friend is like so big. And then I was just like sitting there like, wow, like even I was like, that's why her siblings are the way they are, because the parents like condone it. And then like I remember one time she was moving out her house, and like I even skipped school to like help her move out. And like she was like being a complete bitch. Like I broke something by accident inside of a store, and she didn't even have to pay for it. And like she was being really stupid about it. So I was like, I'm not coming to your housewarming party. I don't want to deal with it. I was like, it's stupid. I was like, you were being stupid that day. And I'm like, I sacrificed a lot just to be around you. And I was like, I noticed when other people are around, like, this is how you treat me. And then we got into yet another argument, and surprisingly she did apologize. And so from there I was just like, okay, whatever, I'll come to your housewarming party. And I don't know what happened from there, why we got into an argument, but we did. Like our friendship was really like up and downish. And we did get into another argument, and I said some things, she said some things, and like I was just like, whatever, I don't have time to deal with her. And like I was at work, and she felt like since I've started working I didn't need her no more, which wasn't true. It was just I was starting to see right through her and what everyone was telling me about her. And then she reached out to me first, asking me how I was. And from there we rekindled again. This is all before like my 23rd birthday. Like this was like 4 or 5 years of mental abuse that I stayed. This was like crazy. And then she reached out and asked me how I was doing, and I was like fine. And like from there we rekindled again. um I went over to one of her place, and like I was scared honestly to go to one of her places. So I brought a friend with me because I was like, she might go crazy and kill me because I stopped talking to her. That was pretty much her only friend. And when I saw she didn't go psychotic on me, I was like, okay, yeah, she's okay. I was like, I can now go by myself to her house. And she we pretty much would like picked up where we left off. um and like I said, I was more cautious, but I was still happy that I had got my friend back. My other friends weren't happy about it, so I kind of had lost friendships because of her, and people were still telling me to be careful with her. But I was like, oh, they don't know what they're talking about. So then after that, what happened between us? um I can't even remember what happened between us. She pretty much didn't want me to have other friends. I was only supposed to have her as a friend, which was really psychotic. So when people were telling me like, look, this girl is like really obsessed with you, and she's insecure with herself, and she's jealous because other people like you, so she find other ways to like put you down, I just didn't believe it. Like I didn't. And now that I see it, I do. I was always her number one supporter, and like I always remembered her birthday and tried to make sure her birthday was special. But for me, it was just like she never cared about mine. And like this time around, like I was just sick of it and over her. So now we're not friends, which I'm happy about because I really don't need people like that in my life. Like I've came across a lot of people that's been like that in my life, and if I feel like our friendship is not worth fighting for, I won't fight for it. I won't, like people will know me. Like I'm learning how to forgive people, but her is not more so of a forgiveness thing. It's more so of a I just don't want to go through it again thing. If that makes sense. I mean, from time to time she would text me on Snap, but sometimes I reply, sometimes I don't. So yeah, it's like I don't want to go through that anymore. And I feel like the only reason why she is texting me on Snap is to get close to my friends, and like, I don't want that. She's really like toxic. Yeah, I never really had the best of luck with friends. I mean, my friends now I absolutely adore. Even though sometimes we may argue, but this friendship was like different because it was like with her, it was like either my way or the highway, and I was like not allowed to have an opinion at all. And I don't know how my other friends were able to see it and I wasn't. And I wish I would have seen it sooner rather than later. But yeah, she was always, it's me, no one else. And if you have the attention on you, I'm gonna find a way to take the attention off of you. Which may be why, like, when it comes to my friends, once I say I'm done now, I have, like, if we're friends and I say I'm done, I have to be done. Because I don't know, I feel like giving chances, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chances, makes me look like a fool. Yeah, that's the story of that friend. Wonder how she's doing in life now. I know I have her on Snap. I mean, that's the only way she'll be able to contact me. But as far as us hanging out again, nah, I don't see it. It was a horrible friendship. Like, the insecurities she gave me, I mean, I'm working on it now, but it was horrible. She always made me question like my beauty and everything, which I know is like, that's why where I don't think I feel like now, like, if you're like in a friendship, whether it's a friendship, relationship, family wise, mental abuse is there, walk away. It's not worth it in the end, because in the end it ends up hurting you and not the other person. And they always find a way to play victim, and I hate that. They never want you to tell you, they never want you to express like how you feel or your feelings about what happened, or they find a way to play victim, which sucks. And I feel like that's why now, like, when it comes to like me fighting for friendship, I don't want to, because I feel like either way they're gonna find a way to make me look like the bad guy, always. Yeah, and with her, it's not worth it. Like, I noticed like many people in her life that were in her life left because she's, like I said, she's toxic. Even her family knew she was toxic. One thing I would say I do, not one, multiple things that I do regret is not listening to my friend Miranda, not actually getting as close with Miranda as I should, because she was like that one friend that always lifted you up. And she always used to tell me like she hate when I doubt myself, and when I don't see the beauty in myself. And I used to be like, is she crazy? Like, what beauty is she talking about? And like, she used to always tell me that. And sometimes it would make me upset, because I'm like, what the hell is she talking about, and why would she even tell me that? And that's one thing I regret. The other thing I'm regretting is having, oh, I almost said her name, I almost said her real name, having Danielle, that's what I call her, make me question me as a person, like my beauty and everything. Like, I would never ever go back down that road and have someone like her make me question myself ever again in life. Like, I will let her do her own insecurities as she should and leave me out of it, which I should have at first. Would have saved me a whole lot of heartache and problems. And like, when I tried to explain to my current, because I'm not an open book, so when I tried to explain to my current friends, like, I'm like this, I don't think I'm toxic, but like, I don't like to express myself or let them know like when I'm hurt, because I don't know, I feel like they'll get mad, and I don't know why I care so much. Hold on, it's so hard to blend and talk when people get mad at me. I don't know, I feel like she lost a friend, not me. I was always a great friend to her. Like, yeah, that's the friendship between me and Kayla. I've said her name. Danielle. It was a rocky road. I don't think we hate each other now. Like, I don't think I would ever speak to her like I did in life. But so yeah, I would say, if like I said, if it's a relationship, friendship, family wise, as I said before, walk away. It's not worth it. And in the end, you end up losing. Like your self-worth is way much more than that. Believe me. Like, I wish someone would have told me, and I would have listened, because I'm not gonna say someone didn't tell me. I just didn't listen. Like, yeah, miserable people, they're not fun to be around. And then I noticed that they always blame, oh, I'm like this because what my parents put me through, and all this other stuff. And it's like, look, everyone has their own problems with what their parents put them through, and it doesn't mean you have to be a shitty person and not appreciate people. I think that was like one of her excuses, like, I'm like this because of my parents, and this, either you accept it or leave it. And I think that's one of the things, that's why I stayed, because I tried to accept it, And then I just couldn't accept it anymore. I don't know. And then she tried to make it seem like I was the bad person by not accepting her shit anymore. And dude, like I'm telling you, it was tough. It was tough going to high school with her. It was like, oh my God. And like when I first met her, I was so excited because I was like, yay, I finally found someone I could relate to. And it always happened to me when I feel like I find someone that I can relate to. Um, shit always hit the fan. Like I have another story that I may tell on another video about another friend of mine's. But I don't want to. I don't know. I feel like it always hit the fan every time I feel like I found a friend that relates to my story. You know. And yeah, she made my high school years tough. Like I remember like telling her like I'm gonna apply for college like early and get my shit together, and like she was just like, we're young and you don't have to apply now and all this other stuff. And like she was just like, why apply for college now if like we're in our junior year, we have years to go, and like we shouldn't go and all this other stuff. Like we just didn't share the same goals in life, but I still tried to bear with her. And I wish, and I can't put the blame on nobody but myself, because I wish I didn't listen to her. Probably would have been in a better position now. Like I can't complain what position I'm in now, but like I wish I was like in a better one. That makes sense. I don't know. This girl was just like toxic. I'm glad I got away from that, and like I'm learning my self-worth. Like I said, when you go through like years of mental abuse, um, it's hard to build yourself back up. It's really hard to build yourself back up. Cause like certain things like people tell you you don't believe it because of all the years of like mental abuse. I've always told myself I would never go back down that road with anyone in life. And I mean it. No, yeah, I do. I won't. I would never. That I would never go back to. But I have went back to like having people make me question my self-worth. And like I said, now I feel like this year now I'm like rebuilding and learning to forgive. I feel like the reason why I was like not able to like rebuild myself because I wasn't able to forgive. But now I am. And I'm learning that you don't need an apology to find closure. And I think that was one of my issues, that I felt like I needed an apology from people in order to find closure. And I don't, like, at all. Like, in the end, I just have to learn to forgive myself for putting up with all that bullshit. It's hard to put on lip liner and then talk. Wait. Yeah, and one of the things that I'm learning in my adult life is that I don't have to mold myself into something I think someone wants me to be. It's either you accept me for who I am or you go away. And like I know now that I shouldn't stay in the abusive, whether it's mental, physical abuse. Abuse is abuse. And people will be like, no, you didn't get mentally abused. And if someone makes you feel bad for how you feeling, that's mental abuse. Don't ever have anyone make you feel bad for how you feel. If something hurts your feelings, like you should be able to tell your friend, like, hey, you hurt my feelings, without your friend getting offended. And if your so-called friend does get offended after you tell them that, that should raise a red flag and ding ding ding. That's not your friend. Trust me. I wish I would have taken my own advice and learned that this girl wasn't my friend. After I told her certain things she was doing was hurting my feelings, and she made it seem like I was being dramatic, and I wasn't. If my feelings were hurt as a friend, you should be able to say I'm sorry and not make me feel like I'm crazy, which was she was doing. And I would never accept that from a friend again. At all. Ever in life. I would never, ever, ever in life accept that from a friend again. Ever. Like I said, right now I'm in a process of like rebuilding everything that I've lost through through many years of shit that I've put up with. Excuse my French. Like I said, it's not easy at all because, you know, I have some days where I'm not feeling it. But as I told my other friends, I know I'm a tough cookie. And whatever I'm feeling, I can always get through. As crazy as that sounds. And I also have to learn too how to let people in. I feel like that's one of the issues I have. It's like letting people in and letting people understand me. I like people always think like I'm just this tough person and like I go through life and like I'm not able to get hurt, but that's not true. Like I remember telling this one kid in my job, like I had got my feelings hurt by a guy, and he's like, I would never expect that from you because of the way you act. And it's like, yeah, bitch, I'm human too. And like I do get my feelings hurt, and like I have to be this tough cookie because, or I have to act like that because then people feel like they can run all over your feelings and that you care, and I have to show them I don't care. So yeah, my advice is if right now if you're like in a mental abusive relationship, and just walk away from it. Believe me, God has other people waiting for you. You just have to leave that situation. Like leave that situation alone. Like walk away. It's not even like worth it. It's not worth your time. Just and if they're upset with you, so be it. I'm all about protecting your peace. When you protect your peace, that's the best thing you can ever, that's the best gift you can ever give yourself, is protecting your peace. Because some people just don't understand that that's something you have to do. It's like protect your peace. And I hate that I didn't learn that in high school. And that I allowed this person to mold me into who I am. Well, not who I am, who I was. Just, it sucks. It really does. But I'm glad that God actually put people in my life now, you know, that help me with the challenges that I go through. You know, there's certain people I have to remove. Like I said, it's never been tough for me. I mean, it's never been easy for me and friends. Some is for a lesson, and some is for a blessing. And just I feel like I'm just too grown to play chase me and friends, and like I'm at the point where I just don't care anymore. Well, thank you for listening to my story. There is more to come. Believe me, there's a lot with friends. Like I'm currently going through it right now with friends. Well, not friends, just in general. But like, yeah, this girl, like, you guys would never catch me with her ever again in life. Like, ever. Will not allow her to place her insecurities on me again. Well, thank you, my gorgeous dolls, for listening. Comment, like, and subscribe, and let me know if you have any questions.